So in this video, we're going to learn how to convert radians to degrees. So we're going to take something like this, which is a radian, pi over 4, and we're going to convert that to its degree format, which would be 45 degrees in this specific case. So when you're thinking about this, you might even be asking yourself the question, what even are radians and degrees? Well, what it really is that it's measuring the percentage of a circle. So if we have a circle here, we're measuring what percentage that is. So a whole circle like that would be 2 pi in radians, and in degree format, that'd be 360 degrees. So it's important to know that going forward, that 2 pi is a full circle and 360 degrees is a full circle in degree format. And then in a half circle is pi. So that's where pi comes from in radians. It's half of a circle. And then half of a circle in degree form is, again, it's going to be half of 360, which is a full, so that will be 180 degrees. So how do we convert a radian to a degree, though? So it's going to be the same exact process for no matter what the radian. You can convert any radian to a degree. So the first thing you do is you want to get it into numeric form. So pi, the shortened form of pi, is 3.14 in numerical form. And then for 2 pi, that's going to be 6.28. So that's step 1, convert it to a numerical form. Step 2 is convert the numerical form to a percentage of the circle. So in this case, pi is going to be 0.5 or 50% of the circle, and 2 pi is going to be 100 or one whole circle. So now we're on the last step. We take the decimal or the percentage and we convert that to our degree. In this case, 180 for a half and 360 for a full. So we're going to learn how to do this in a 4-step process. That's right, just 4 steps. So let's go ahead and see what these steps are. So the first step is that we're going to convert to a real number. So take the radian and convert it to a real number. Then, once you have that real number, you're going to divide by 2 pi. And we divide by 2 pi because that is what a whole circle is in radians. So by doing that, it gives us the percentage of the circle. And then once we have the percentage, we're going to multiply that by 360. And we multiply that because that is a whole circle in degrees. And so once we have converted the radians to a percentage form, then we just multiply that by a whole circle in degrees. And then that is going to give us our answer. So let's take a look at this using that original example of pi over 4, and let's convert this to a degree. And again, we're trying to find what percentage of a circle this is. So first, let's convert it to a real number. So just punch this into your calculator, and that's going to give you 0.785. Next step, we're going to divide that by 2 pi. So again, I would do this in a calculator. Divide that by 2 pi, and that's going to give you 0.125. So this is important to understand that 0.125, that is the percentage of a whole circle. So that's essentially saying this is 12.5% of an entire circle right there. So we'll draw it and make it see that visual. So now what we're going to do is multiply that by 360. So essentially we're multiplying 12.5% by 360. And that is going to give us our answer of 45 degrees. And that is how you convert radians to degrees. So let's take a look at one more example here. And again, for this visual, let's first get all markers of radians around the important points of the circle. So you got pi over 2, and then pi is half a circle, 3/4 of a circle is 3 pi over 2, and then 2 pi is a full circle. Then we're going to put on the same marker what the real number conversion of this would be. So pi divided by 2 is 1.57. And I am rounding these. This is not the entire number, but I'm just doing a 2-point round system. Pi, as we know, is 3.14. 3 pi divided by 2 is 4.71. And 2 pi is 6.28. Now if we add another marker for a percentage of the circle, we know that this first marker is 25%. Pi is 50%, this one is 75%, and then this would be one whole circle. And then the last marker is going to be degrees. So we got first is 90 degrees, then we got pi is 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and a full circle is 360 degrees. So using this visual, let's do one more example. And what we're going to do is we're going to convert 8 pi divided by 5, 2 degrees. And again, we're going to go from radians to a real number to percentage of circle, 2 degrees. So let's start. Let's first get it to a real number. So 8 pi divided by 5. And we're going to round to 4 decimal places is 5.0265. And now we're going to remember, divide that by 2 pi. That's our next step. Take the real number, divide it by 2 pi. And that's going to give us 0.799, which means, again, this is roughly 79.9% of a circle. And now we have our last step. We're going to take that and multiply it times 360. And when we do that, that's going to give us our answer of 288 degrees. So let's draw that to our point. And so this point right here is 288 degrees, or 8 pi divided by 5 radians. And that is how you convert radians to degrees.